Hello everybody, I'm Dr. Deepa Nair, a Posh trainer and consultant from Hyderabad, and in this session I'm going to discuss about the do's and don'ts for Posh at workplace. Friends, prevention is the best way to eliminate sexual harassment at the workplace, but with certain do's and don'ts by employers and employees, we can create a workplace free of sexual harassment. I will first start with the do's and don'ts for the employers. The do's. First and foremost, take sexual harassment seriously, have a zero tolerance policy in place, and create a positive work environment. It's important that you disseminate the policy and details of the internal complaints committee. The policy should be included in the employee handbooks and orientation training packages and posted in prominent locations in the workplace. Also, display the details of ICC on the notice board and on company websites. Very important because people need to know. It has to be disseminated. Follow due process. Set up an internal complaints committee to deal with complaints. Investigate complaints in a fair and just manner and recommend disciplinary action accordingly. Also ensure that the complaints committees are trained in both skill and capacity. It's very important from the inquiry point of view. Provide periodic awareness sessions for employee sensitization besides giving training to the ICC members. Treat all such matters with utmost confidentiality, respecting the privacy of the concerned parties. Provide immediate attention to complaints and take immediate action. If required, provide pre-counseling to employees where needed. This actually helps in curbing instances of sexual harassment at the workplace. If need be, assist the complainant in filing a police complaint if she decides to file a criminal complaint against the accused. Prepare an annual report and report to the respective state government as it is mandatory as per the law. Now the don'ts for the employers. Please do not trivialize, ignore or hush up the complaint. Do not retaliate or threaten the complainant with adverse consequences like transferring her to a different location or a different department, or termination of a service, or withholding her increments, or withholding of promotions, etc. Do not force the victim for a conciliation. That is against the law. Conciliation should take place only with the consent and wishes of the complainant. Do not exclude the complainant from group activities or assignments without a valid reason. Do not remove areas of responsibility unjustifiably. It's not done. And do not single out an employee by assigning her with demeaning or belittling jobs that are not part of her regular duties. We have seen that happening at workplaces. And remember, do not arbitrarily take disciplinary action against an employee. And do not sack the accused right away, or still worse, do not sack the complainant. There will be serious repercussions if you do it. And do not transfer the complainant without her written request. Now, what are the do's for the employees? Firstly, understand the organization policy on sexual harassment. It's very important that all the employees are familiar with the policy and aware of the internal complaints committee that has been constituted at the workplace. Observe potential sexual harassment behaviors or incidents that occur at the workplace. Be sensitive to individuals who may be offended by the verbal or non-verbal behavior of others. And also be aware of subtle forms of sexual harassment and watch out for and discourage sexual behaviors that negatively affect your work. Examine your own behaviors, gestures and comments and ask yourself whether you are the problem, whether you are unknowingly encouraging sexual interplay by the way you interact or communicate. And please do not take sexual harassment lightly. If you think you are being sexually harassed by an individual or a group, do not accept it as a joke or ignore such behavior. Do not encourage the harasser by smiling, laughing at his or her jokes or flirting back. Let the harasser know that you do not enjoy and do not want this type of attention. Try to nip it in the bud. Confront the sexual harasser immediately if you find the behavior offensive. Tell the harasser that the behavior affects you negatively and has the potential of negatively affecting your job. If you know someone is being harassed, give him or her your support. It's very important at the workplace. Encourage them to talk about it and to take immediate action to stop it. If you actually see or hear an incident of sexual harassment or are being subjected to an offensive environment, You can also take appropriate steps to resolve the harassment by making a complaint or reporting it to the management. Don'ts for the employees. Friends, do not make sexually suggestive remarks or innuendos. Innuendos means double meaning words or jokes and saying inappropriate things to a woman. Do not make offensive remarks, comments, jokes, or indulge in teasing related to a person's body or appearance. That can be really humiliating for a woman. Do not ask inappropriate questions, suggestions, or remarks about a person's sex life. That's none of your business. Or showing pornographic pictures on the computer or phone, either with intent or as if by accident, because that is not an excuse. Do not display sexist or other offensive pictures, posters, MMS, SMS, WhatsApp, or emails. And do not send sexually explicit emails or text messages, because that can be an evidence in the court of law in future. Do not indulge in intimidation, threats, blackmail around sexual favors. And while speaking, do not stare at the chest of the female employees. Avoid physical contact such as touching and pinching. Do not touch the back, shoulder, or knees without any reason or permission. No stalking on any of the social platforms such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. And do not make inappropriate advances on social networking sites, because that has again serious repercussions. Do not access sexually explicit internet sites while at workplace. You may end up losing your job. And remember, do not indulge in any rumors or talk at the workplace with sexually colored remarks about a working woman, or spreading rumors about a woman's sexual relationship with anybody. And remember, do not call a female employee to join you on the pretext of work and taking the conversation to a zone which is extremely uncomfortable for the woman. And friends, lastly, avoid humming or singing provocative sexually explicit songs every time the woman concerned is in the vicinity. So these are some of the do's and don'ts that can be avoided at the workplace. So friends, that's it. We have come to the end of the session, and if you like this video, press the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues. Thank you. Have a nice day.